Welcome back to SMSUMustangs.com. We're now with head coach Cory Sauter as the Mustangs begin fall camp here in just a day or so as the Mustangs get ready for the 2019 season. And coach, it's been a busy off season, a lot of recruiting and of course spring practice and more recruiting, and finally now a chance to get on the field and get ready for this upcoming season. Exciting time.
It is. Every year's a new adventure, and if you take a look at our roster, almost half of them are newcomers, so that could be an incoming freshman, a transfer. So there's a lot of new faces that we got to get to know and definitely get to have a better sense of their skill set over the course of camp. And that's, the main part of training camp is obviously seeing what skills we have and obviously getting our team chemistry level where it needs to be.
And that's my first question was going to be just about that. How do you implement some of those things or get guys used to the system in those first couple of days? I'm sure it's a big learning curve, but guys are excited to learn, and that's what you'll be installing the first couple of days.
Well, the nice thing is we don't start school till August 26th, so we have plenty of time to spend with our players. I mean, literally when you look at our calendar, we start early in the morning and go throughout the entire day, even later to the evening. And in terms of meetings and walkthroughs and practices, walkthroughs within practice, there's plenty of resources available for these kids to learn. And with this day and age, with film and technology, they can watch as many reps as they would want to. And so there's no excuses, in this day and age, and our kids certainly will have the resources at their disposal to help them physically and mentally prepare for this season.
And of course, you mentioned there are a lot of newcomers, as you mentioned, freshmen, redshirt freshmen, and some transfers, but still plenty of returners that got a lot of snaps last year on the offensive side. I've got a handful of starters on the offensive line back, and those guys are going to be key, and wide receiver and running back, we got a lot of veterans back.
A lot of kids coming back too. That's the beauty, is we got a nice mixture. As I mentioned, we have some newcomers, but we also have some of those guys that we had to lean on last year. Daniel Davis at the slot position was an all-conference player for us, and we're expecting big things from him again. And Zach Stratmone's finally going to be a senior as our starting left tackle, and just a lot of pieces that they got to step up to the plate now too, because they're seniors and they got to help those sophomores and freshmen take their game to the next level as well. So it's not just about them; it's about what they can do to elevate the group, not just as an offense or defense, but ultimately as a team.
And of course, quarterback as well. Blake Gimble graduated, but you've got Boyer Ballman, who took snaps over the last 3 years, and some transfers as well. And it's going to be an exciting fall camp to see, who can step up and take that position.
Yeah, Boyer's been in the system for quite some time. We brought in Steven Nava and Paul Herrera, both transfers, and they had solid springs for us. Obviously, for them, going through it during spring is going to be totally different than it will be now, because they should be more comfortable running our system, and so we're expecting some major steps forward from those two especially. And ultimately, we need that group to step up, because we're replacing one of the best QBs, not only at Southwest, but one of the better ones in the history of the Northern Sun.
And of course, defense, again, some veterans back as well, linebacker and defensive backs, and a good mixture of guys back that got a lot of snaps, and expecting some big things out of those guys as well.
Yeah, there's a core of guys over there. I mean, Ante Burns was a kid that played for us as a true freshman last year. Lucas Fisher's played a lot of football. We have a new system, new coordinator, a lot of newness to it. So every rep is going to be very valuable. They can't get enough snaps. Just in terms of learning the terminology and the checks necessary for us to function. So there will be a lot of work on that side of the football, but we're in really, really good hands with Coach McClure, very experienced coordinator, and we'll definitely put our kids in positions to succeed.
Well, Coach, we'll definitely talk more during fall camp about some other positions and how camp's going throughout as we get ready for that home opener, season opener, Egg Bowl against Minnesota State. Have a great fall camp, and it should be an exciting season.
All right. Thank you, Kelly.